Welcome to this week's show. Inside this episode, we will discuss a variety of subjects, as always. In the first segment, guest Chaz Martin joins me on an early summer muskie hunt. After that, we shift gears to pre-spawn bass and the basics of swim jigging. Finally, on our feature muskie segment, guest Chaz Martin rejoins me on a rainy outing as we focus on how important mastering skills is to your success in triggering strikes. Stick around for all the action.
Fishing with Joe Bucher is brought to you by RECON boats made by craftsmen built for fishermen. Evinrude E-Tech G2, the outboard that changed everything. St. Croix, best rods on earth. YETI, built for the wild. Joe Bucher Outdoors, still #1 in big game fishing products. And by your Wisconsin Chevy dealers.
Is it a big walleye? What is it? Oh, it's another muskie. Little. Oh. What? Oh my God! What was that? What was that? I've never seen anything like that. Oh, it was on the pause.
What was that?
Oh, I don't know if it's a
Pikey. That was on the pause, dude.
Oh, little muskie.
Little tiny muskie, dude. You
That
just,
was so cool.
no, that was really cool, dude.
I mean, literally just 90 degrees through.
Yeah. That might be the smallest muskie in Canada. We definitely got to
Okay.
so cool. You went from catching a 54,
Yeah.
45 pound class fish, 54 inches to,
Yeah.
The official music sponsor of all Fishing with Joe Bucher episodes is YETI.
it's a fish. Yeah. Swim jigging, my friends, swim jigging. Yeah. One pot of fish real close. Isn't that something? Boy, did he clobber that thing too. Yeah. Dirty jigging here. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Love it. Love it. You know what's interesting is that I fished a spinnerbait in this spot for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, nothing. Put the swim jig on, first cast, got a fish. righty. There we are. Fishing one of my friends from Wisconsin here, makes some of the finest jigs in the world. It's called the Dirty Jig. This is their swim jig, their finesse swim jig. Fantastic bait. Yeah, see, you got perchy patterns, crawdad stuff, everything's in the mix here. Back we go. All right. I'm fishing with the St. Croix Avid X, one of my favorite rods. It's really unique. It's 6'4". It's a medium, extra fast 6'4". I've got beast braid on here, 20-pound beast braid. I've got the moss green pattern because you see I'm fishing in these bulrushes here, all these reeds down here. This is old dead reeds. Got warm air. We've got, it's a pre-spawn pattern. Water temperatures in low to mid 50s. And I'm trying to find these little pods of fish that are just starting to come in. And it's kind of fun because I just fished an entire stretch or nothing. All of a sudden I just could feel it's a little bit nicer, and boy, you know, fish right away. And of course on the business end here I've got, this is a Dirty Jig, made by my friends here in Wisconsin. This is their swim jig, calls it a finesse swim jig. It's a killer bait. This is their bluegill pattern, dynamite, got everything in it. You know, you can see it's even got a perch like striping in it, man. It's got everything we need to catch big fish here. And we're fishing in northern Wisconsin where you have smallmouth, largemouth, and muskies. They all like this bait, and they all like being in this area this time of the year. So let's see if we can't get another one. See, that's all that dead bulrushes, dead reeds down there. Wind's picking up quite a bit. There's a fish. Yep, there's a bunch of them in that point right there. Bunch of them. Bunches. Yeah. See, and you can see I'm fishing right up and I'm fishing in front of the boat, casting against the wind. Now why would I do that instead of drifting with the wind? So I don't drift over the spot. I'll hook you over the side too. Go right back in that point. Yeah. Dirty jigs, swim jig, finesse swim jig. Killer. See, the beauty of the swim jig, folks, with the weed guard on it and the line tie coming off the front, is you can throw it anywhere. Don't be afraid to throw it anywhere. It's one of the beauties of this bait. Is any place you want to throw a spinner bait, any kind of a weedless bait, spoons and whatever, the swim jig can do the same thing. The swim jig can be fished slow and dropping it like I'm doing here, or the swim jig can be fished fast and just really cover ground. Now, you can change out the beauty of the Dirty Jigs family of swim jigs, for example. A lot of people who build swim jigs only build one size, one weight. These guys build several. So I like to fish a bigger one, a heavier one, so I can fish it faster. They throw better too. Now this isolated projection right here, way offshore, it's got to hold a fish. That looks so good. There's a fish, yep. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Uh-huh. That's why it always pays to fish. You know, a lot of people just fish perpendicular side of the boat. A lot of times the best way to fish is to always be testing the front, because so you don't run over the spot. You don't want to run over the spot. All right, let's unhook you right over the side of the boat here, under the water, and get right back on that spot there. We'll be right back. Sure, in a wet weather trend, huh? Wow. There's a good strike. Man, did he pound that? You see that, folks? Just pounded that thing. And a lot of that's happening as the swim jig is ticking and bumping things. You see all the bulrushes and reeds down there. It's just ticking and bumping things. Man, that fish just clobbered it. Yeah, it's clobbered it. Of course, I clobbered him too. See, and you can see how deep they're taking this jig. It's not like there's any question of whether it's the real deal or not. Man, this jig is dynamite. Wow. Man, get yourself some of these babies. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, this is so simple. Cast it out and reel it in. You can throw it anywhere. It's amazing. And these fish would not hit a spinnerbait. That's the other thing. I threw spinnerbaits, they wouldn't hit them. But they're all over this. That funny how those fish are in those little tiny pods right now? Another one. So I've located them. I fished a lot of ground here. Now I've finally located this group of fish. And this is pre-spawn fishing, folks. But this swim jig system, you can use this pre-spawn, spawn, post-spawn. Phenomenal fall technique. Just different cover. Oh, that's a good looking fish here. That's a good looking fish. Oh yeah. That's a good looking fish. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Swim jigs. Throw it out and crank it in. Doesn't get easier than that, does it? There's another one. There we go. Man, are they clobbering this swim jig, ladies and gentlemen? This is awesome. As good as it gets. Yeah. Early pre-spawn bass on a swim jig. Oh yeah. Put the landing net on this baby. Oh yeah. So there you go, my friends. Swim jigging. 50 degree water, 50 to 55 degree water. Find these little projections sticking off there and just swim it. Just swim it. Bait casting gear, braided line, and get yourself some of these dirty swim jigs, this finesse swim jig. Man, it is a killer. We'll be right back.
This featured segment is brought to you by The Muskie Shop.
Hey folks, welcome to our Muskie segment. Chaz Martin with me, the dude.
Joe, thanks for
You
having
just
me,
duded
man.
one.
It was a major dude.
That was dude approved.
Dude approved.
Dude
and
approved.
the coolest thing about that is, again, we were hunting this fish.
Yep.
We knew she was here.
Yes.
And it's just a matter of time. Right
Comebacks.
now, come back
Yeah.
on a moonrise.
And you know what's also funny about this, folks, is there's a lodge full of people here, and it's right next to the lodge. Nobody's fishing these fish.
Resident lodge fish.
Resident fish close to home. Don't make it difficult on yourself. We're in a pouring rain. We minimize our camera gear. We minimize our approach. We fish close to home, and maximize our skills. Now there was a classic example. This whole trip has been about perfect skills, because when the figure eight is in play and the follow, the follow is in play. It's all
Absolutely. Yeah, and you got to read the fish's mood. You know, this fish was coming in hot, so you've done it. Speed up and try to, it's all about changing things, not only direction in the figure eight, like you've written about so many times, but changing the depth, changing the speed, you know, rounding the turns a little slower, speeding up through the middle, and then, you know, even, you know, dropping the lure up and down and just in big 9-foot rod, Legend Elite medium heavy, but just big figure eight.
What a science the figure eight in itself is.
It
What a
is.
science.
It is. And something else is just keeping the rod down. When you get these big fish hooked, until your partner's ready with the net, you gotta keep the line tight. You pull that rod up on these big fish, they get that head shaking.
That's right.
Throw the hook.
That's right, and that's where the softer action, the medium heavy 9-foot rod, 8.5s and 9-foot rods really make a difference, don't they?
Absolutely.
They keep the fish hooked. Check this out, the dude. It's dude approved.
Dude.
It's like,
Oh.
you know, oh, here he comes. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come on, dude. Come on up here. Yeah. Okay, just stay right there.
Stay hooked, girl. All right, Joe, bring her towards you here.
Here we go. Up.
Okay, we got her. We got her, baby. Oh. Baby. Yes! Yes! Joe! Baby! Oh! Dude, we went from coach! We went from a coach to... Dude! What a net job. Wow. Talk about a
Good
rainstorm
figure
bruiser.
eight. I mean, that was at least 3, maybe 4 times around. Figure eights, dude. Figure eights, my friends who are watching the show today. This whole trip has been about figure eight.
All the big fish we've taken besides 1 or 2 figure eight.
I've said it to you folks many times on the TV show, at seminars and articles. Skills. You must improve your skills to become a better angler and catch more of these fish. What you just saw there was skills in action. Way to go, dude.
Wow, Joe, thanks, man.
Got it?
That's probably her, yeah. Oh, man. What a beautiful fish. In a rainstorm on a figure eight, man. Make sure to make big turns, change the speed, change the vertical direction, and you can trigger these big fish into striking. On this fish was on an 800 Bucher tail, double tinsel. Man.
Fishing with Joe Bucher is brought to you by RECON boats made by craftsmen built for fishermen. Evinrude E-Tech G2, the outboard that changed everything. St. Croix, best rods on earth. YETI, built for the wild. Joe Bucher Outdoors, still #1 in big game fishing products. And by your Wisconsin Chevy dealers.